Hi, everybody. It's Linda G and Mel.
Hi, nice to be in the house. Nice to be back.
Good to see you again. We're very sorry about the loss of your family.
Thank you. Everybody's been so supportive and loving. It was kind of, it was a hard time. Like I was telling you before we started recording, last August, there was a lot of deaths in my family. So hopefully this breaks the the run of all of that.
Right, right. Well, I love your shirt.
Oh, thank you. Oh,
That's
this
one of
whole
my
thing,
favorites.
it kind of matches your backdrop.
Yeah, it's got a little yellow in it.
There you go.
So listen, let's start off with Roe v. Wade. What are you getting on that?
Well, I've thought about it and thought about it. Obviously, Texas is a litmus test for other states and for voters' rights as well. But I don't see Roe v. Wade overturned. I never did.
Neither have I.
My guides tell me it won't be. I just think it's a sign that, the Dems need to wake up and stop this paralysis that's going on and say, wait a minute, we're not going to allow this. Because the Dems control, the House, the Senate, and the presidency. So they need to be strong about it.
Right.
So I don't see reproductive rights going away. I think other states will try it, but I still see more justices put on the court.
Yeah.
And I see when that happens, if it goes to the Supreme Court again, then they're going to uphold Roe v. Wade.
Right. But I think this is going to come back and they're going to say, no, we can't. Because this vigilantes being able to come in, they messed all their credibility, the Supreme Court did.
Oh, that's ridiculous. And, I had this feeling psychically, and well, actually my guide showed me that I just think that some of that dark money that was going into those, that got those justices on the Supreme Court, I'm just wondering if maybe they kind of some of them made that shadow decision because they felt upholding in some way to some of that dark money that got them on the court.
Right, exactly.
That's what I saw anyway.
There's a bunch of stuff coming down and they're feeling the heat. Trust me.
I'm sorry.
They're feeling the heat.
Big time. Big time. It's funny. It's not funny, but what happened in Afghanistan, with the Taliban and all that, and all the Trumplicans and ultra-right people are yapping about that, but yet in a way, they're the same way. They're taking away our rights under the guise of giving us more rights. They want to impose a theocracy in this country.
Yeah.
And, unfortunately, they're going to try a lot more shenanigans before it gets any better.
Yeah.
But the same thing kind of is going on here that's going on in Afghanistan.
Exactly.
So.
Whoa, sorry. The dog is barking. Okay. So, you'll find this funny. So in Texas, the Church of Satan is suing for their right to have abortions because it's right.
Okay.
But this is going to be interesting.
That's an interesting side note.
Interesting. I'll keep up on it. Okay. Will there be any repercussions for people around the U.S. who have been threatening and hurting local school board members?
Who've been what? I'm sorry?
Hurting local school board members.
Repercussions, you mean for the ones that are
for those people who are going over no mask, you can't tell us what to do?
Oh yeah, absolutely repercussions with that.
When?
Well, I think it started already, believe it or not. That's what I see. I don't want anybody to get COVID, but unfortunately, a lot of those people are going to start getting sick as well.
Yeah, but the thing is, they show up and they're not even from that school district.
Well, they do that to just stir up the hornet's nest.
Yeah.
But I see repercussions coming. They have the right for free speech. They don't have the right to create havoc.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of, my guides tell me there's a lot of repercussions coming against them.
That's what I'm talking about.
Wait, let me, I don't do tarot, but let me pull a card on and see. How's that? Well, I got the Queen of Wands, the Page of Pentacles. Oh, look at this one. Ooh, whoa.
So it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. We are so separate.
I've never seen the country this polarized.
Yeah.
And here again, the people that are yelling about they don't have to wear a mask, and whatever, they still don't have the right to infect others. But yet, when they get COVID, they're the first ones that want treatment.
And they go to Western medicine to get it.
And they go to Western medicine to get it, the thing that they seem to be so anti.
Yeah, I hear from good people. They're saying, I'm totally against it, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, what saved you from polio and what saved you from all those diseases that killed our children years ago? Are you kidding? If Rome could have half these vaccines, they'd take it in a New York minute.
Exactly. I think at least a small minority, this country is becoming apartheid. There's a small minority, 30%, 35%, telling the rest of us what to do. And, it's this Trump-Lincoln apartheid stuff. It's, if you're not white, male, older, okay, wealthy, and supposedly born again, whatever that means,
Yeah.
then to them, you have no rights. So, I see a time when these white, racist old men will no longer run the country.
There you go.
Thank God. And that's coming soon too, by the way.
So Jenny says, hi, Linda and Mel. Gerrymandering is a huge problem here in Ohio and Texas and other states. Will there ever be an end to this?
The answer is yes.
I heard yes too.
I just saw, as I'm looking at you, I'm looking over here because I got the TV on and I can read the subtitles, that 50% of the people in Texas disapprove of Abbott's job performance. And I think that number is going to go higher.
Wow.
And at some point, I do see some Democrats in office in Texas. It'll be a while, but it will happen. So
and Ron DeSantis is going straight downhill.
Oh yeah, DeSantis is going to be gone too. So I see at some point an end to this gerrymandering. But I see the number 5. It might take 4 or 5 years. I don't know if you're getting a time element on it or not.
I'm not, but I do see Texas turning blue eventually.
So do I. Absolutely.
So listen, this is my question because I just thought of it. What about Melania? I feel like she is totally dead set against Trump, acting like he's going to run again.
Well, I'm sure she is, but my guide showed me she liked the power of being, I won't call her the first lady, but I can think of a few other choice words. The first, whatever she was.
Yeah.
But I keep seeing them. My guys show me a divorce. They show me a symbol of 2 hands together and then apart. So Melania and Donald will split up. I think she's just waiting until Barron gets old enough to leave the nest.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm not feeling, I know he wouldn't win if he ran, and I don't even see him. I see so much hassle with him as far as
an idea that he's going to be like, Speaker of the House or something. And I just don't see that. I'll tell you what I am nervous about, I've said it before, is violence coming this month at the Capitol. I've been seeing that for a long time.
You mean the deal of the September something event?
That's right.
Yeah, but they're gunned and ready. They're armed and ready to handle them.
Good. Because I think they might bring in some people to agitate and start, at least the ultra-right will, to make it look violent, to blame other people. But it's gonna, we're not out of the woods with this insurrection stuff.
I saw little terrorist cells causing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Will Eric Prince, Betsy DeVos's brother, ever face charges for profiteering? His latest money grab was charging thousands per person to get Afghanistan's out of on his private jet.
Which I think is horrific.
Yeah.
Look, I pulled a card on it. Look what I came up with, the magician. Whoa. So his tricks will be revealed, yes. He will be the subject of an inquiry. And look at the next card.
Yeah, I think years ago I read that he was in trouble.
Yeah, he is going to be in trouble. A lot of people are going to start stabbing him in the back.
I love it.
Are coming forward and talking about the crap that he's pulled. So the answer to that is yes.
You know, when Trump goes down, a lot of these other people are going to have a lot of problems.
Well, Trump is going down. It doesn't look like it, but he really is.
Well, he's
I
put
just
the
think,
Washington Hotel up for sale.
yeah, and a lot of the other condo buildings that had his name on it, they're taking his name off. And I can't wait till they do it to the Trump Tower here in Chicago. I'll be downtown applauding.
So listen, Carol said it's been awfully quiet as it relates to E. Jean Carroll, you know, the lady that was assaulted by Trump.
I'm sorry, run that by me again.
E. Jean Carroll,
Yes.
the lady that was assaulted by Trump.
Right.
Anything going on? Did she get her DNA sample from Trump?
Not yet. I don't see it yet.
Okay, but I felt like they're going to be able to. It's just one thing after the other with Trump.
They will be able to, but you know, like he does everything else, he'll fight it in court and fight it in court until the court says you got to do what you got to do.
Right.
But the DNA sample will prove that she's telling the truth.
I know.
You know, it's just people seem like that they're surprised about what's going on. And you know, it just keeps one topper after the next, but in a way it doesn't surprise me, because what we're seeing is the aftermath of everything that Trump did. I mean, right. he tainted every part of this country, and we're seeing the aftermath of that.
Yep, that's the truth. So listen, this is a good one from Rosanna Dana. What happened to John Pierce, the lawyer MIA, who was representing many of the January 6th insurrectionists? Nobody seems to be able to contact him, and nobody knows where he is.
My feeling is he's still alive. I just think he's hiding out because he doesn't want to face the heat.
Somebody said they heard he's in the hospital with COVID.
I don't know if he's got COVID or not, but I just think that
I feel like he does have COVID. I really do.
Well, I'm feeling respiratory issues. That's what I had, you know, but I still think we haven't heard the end of him. I just think he's kind of backing off a little bit right now.
Yeah, but he had to have a good reason, and the judge knows, but HIPAA laws, he doesn't have to reveal. I think he was really sick.
Okay.
Okay, we did John Pierce. I live in Texas, and I want to know if this new abortion bounty law will backfire. I think so.
Absolutely. 100%. You know, how could somebody be sued for taking somebody to an abortion clinic? And, you know, that's a violation of HIPAA laws. It's a violation of everything. The Supreme Court, by doing the shadow thing that they did, has just opened a huge can of worms. And they're going to have to eat some of those. Well, I was going to say eat worms, eat the crow that they've opened.
Right.
So I still see more justice on the court, though, Linda.
That's what I'm feeling. And listen, I also feel like I'm almost feeling like they'll overturn their own decision because they have to.
I don't even know if they decided on it. I think they just decided not to hear it. And so they turned
through, and they knew what they were doing.
Of course they did. So by doing that, they made a decision, but they didn't make a decision. So, you know, they thought that that they hadn't painted themselves in a corner, but really they have.
Yeah. Now this is a good one. If there is corruption in the federal and SCOTUS judge selection process, when will that be revealed?
Oh, that's going to be revealed within the next year or two. It's coming out.
White House is is asking for investigations.
Absolutely. My timing's terrible, but I see the number 1/2. So it could be a month or two, or it could be a year or two. But they're going to do forensics accounting of that dark money, where it came from, how that got Kavanaugh in, how it, I think it got Coney Barrett in as well.
Yeah, yeah. This is going to definitely happen. I don't want people to worry.
I don't see her in the court for long either. I don't.
But why? Does she leave because she's forced out, or does she leave because she's sick? I used to see her getting sick.
I don't know. I just see a blank space on the court. So I don't see her there. She's not really good for human rights, that's for sure. I mean, people are nervous about the LGBTQ rights and marriage. Will they do away with that? I think some states will try to put that to the litmus test, but it's not going to be overturned. She's the one who had her kids in a private school, and she, I think, kept some gay kids out of that school.
Really?
So she's really not, she claims to be a Catholic, but the God I know loves everybody.
Right, right. But
So,
it's separation of church and state. You're not supposed to do your own. She even said when they kept bugging her, are you going to try to overturn Roe versus Wade? And she said, I only stick with constitutional law.
Well, she didn't.
Here's a good one from Madame. Linda, will Manchin and Sinema block the reconciliation infrastructure bill? If so, does that prevent the bipartisan infrastructure bill from passing, as progressives have warned?
I see the infrastructure bill going through. I mean, I always saw it going through. They're going to have to maybe change some of it a little bit, but because I keep seeing like new roads, bridges, internet, charging stations for electric cars, all of that, new jobs. So I keep seeing it going through. I don't know what you're feeling on it though, Linda.
I've often felt it would go through.
Yeah. I don't think that, they have to also think of their constituents, Sinema and Manchin. And, people, especially, see West Virginia, I think, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, West Virginia is a very poor state.
Right. But Sinema too, people are mad at her in her state.
They are. But, I don't know when her term is up. I don't know if she can run again, or if they'll choose her to run again. But why do I see another Democrat taking her place at some point? That just me.
I wouldn't doubt it.
My guides show me another Democrat taking her place.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it, because they're already mad at her.
Right.
So Julie says, today's the last day for unemployment benefits. Lots of people still have no jobs, especially in Florida with the COVID running wild. DeSatan and the governor doesn't want to help us. What's going to happen to us? We feel like we are alone on this island.
I still see help coming from the federal government.
Okay.
I don't know if they'll do some kind of emergency extension for unemployment rights, but I still see, like my guides show me, help coming. So don't panic.
It's ended. Today it's done.
Yeah, but can they reinstate it or redo it again or something?
They can, but I almost feel just like with the not paying your mortgage or your rent, like their hands are tied.
I still see some help coming from the federal government for these people. I don't know.
Well, listen, this is how smart Biden is. He even said with this whole abortion thing, maybe I'll start having illegal abortions done through the VA, which is federal.
That's right. That's right. And that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen here, that maybe he'll say, okay, federally, then we'll help these folks.
Okay. Okay, good.
It's look, I pulled a death card.
Whoa. Yeah.
So I don't think that means, I think it just means a death of all this BS going on with those governors like DeSatan and stuff like that. So tell this lady, what was her name again?
Oh, I went through it. Sorry.
Don't worry, because I do see federal aid coming to help people.
Okay. This is a good one from Joanne. Will the East Coast be hit with another severe weather system?
The answer is yes. I had predicted that a lot of hurricanes would whip up to the Gulf Coast. And, when they're in the Gulf, they have more ferocity because the Gulf is shallow and it feeds that warm air.
Right.
And what just happened in Louisiana, Mississippi, I mean, we'll see more storms of those magnitudes. So the answer is yes. I just feel bad for the folks in New Jersey.
I know. They were
Uh,
finding dead people in cars.
oh my God, I'm not that religious, but I have to cross myself.
Yeah, and in New York, they were showing the cops diving in the water, trying to open door to a below floor apartment. Whole family dead in there.
Well, when people say they want to ride out the storm, they're told to evacuate for a reason.
Right, right.
It's just
And there's
sad.
so many people can't afford hotels, can't afford. They need the government in there giving them assistance ASAP. I know
Well,
we're not supposed to depend on the government for everything, but I'll tell
all,
you, Biden is really being pressured. He has to put out that money because he has to help the American people. At least that's his focus.
all I can say is thank God that we have Biden as president, because had Trump been president during this bad of a storm, oh my God.
Well, he'd get his little squeegee thing out, his little marker pen, and say, see, it didn't even hit us.
Oh, or toss paper towels. Remember when he went to Puerto Rico to help? I do think that Biden is doing a decent job in handling, all of this.
Yeah,
I mean,
somebody was telling me, Linda, I'm worried about Biden's numbers going down. It doesn't faze me at all.
not at all.
It's gonna shoot back up, trust me.
Yeah, I see a lot of federal aid coming to folks in those states, and soon. It's
Okay.
not like they're going to keep postponing. What's worrying me though is in Louisiana, it's real hot right now.
Yeah.
And a lot of those people,
Ooh.
they don't have electricity. What I do see coming also in that state is nursing home reform, because they put those people in a nursing home in that warehouse and those people died. A lot of those people died.
No kidding.
So I see a lot of nursing home reform coming. I used to be a social worker in geriatrics, so I'm all about the rights of seniors.
I'll tell you. Well, what you call is getting ready to hit the fans.
You're right about that. A lot of people are nervous about voter rights.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is your take on that?
I'm not seeing, listen, here's the thing. They think in 2022, they got the Kevin McCarthy's thinking that, yeah, he's already getting his office, making like he's going to be the chief. He's not going to be. These people have no idea. The more you let people die and all that, especially if Trump's not going to be involved in this one.
As you said that, as you were saying that about McCarthy, my guides just show me this vision. Have you ever seen on YouTube or when an escalator just kind of goes haywire and it goes really fast because the gears break? I saw him on an escalator that broke and it's just plummeting down. So my guides say McCarthy's on an escalator going down.
Right. Well, he's real upset about all those phone records. Trying to be a big man on campus. Boy, is he going to get some.
Well, another thing is, what about when they're threatening the companies, right? That they're gonna fine them and do all that stuff, that's not gonna fly.
Well, listen, tell me this. If you're a big wig, a big CEO with a company and you're by law supposed to give this information and you got this putz over here threatening you, where's your motivation to give money to the Republicans to help them win?
That's right. You know what? Those big companies aren't going to. And you know what they're going to say? They're going to say, screw you, McCarthy. We're going to follow what we have to do, what Congress is telling us we have to do.
Exactly.
It's like in Indiana when Pence tried to make it legal for people to not wait on gays. Like if they had a restaurant or something, and if a gay person went in, they could say, we're not going to serve you because you're gay. And some of the huge companies in Indiana decided to pull out of Indiana if he didn't change the law. And guess what? The law got rewritten.
It got rewritten.
So, I think part of our salvation comes in these huge companies that aren't going to kowtow to
Well,
a
like
lot.
I said, where's your motivation to support the Republicans if they're going to penalize them for
That's
doing
right.
something by law they're required to do? I wouldn't give them any money.
I wouldn't either.
So listen, this is a good one from Kim. Will Social Security really end in 2033?
Absolutely not.
Me too. I saw that too.
Go away.
In fact, I see them reshoring up and fixing Social Security. Republican congressmen have taken so much, especially Reagan era, have taken so much money from Social Security and didn't pay it back.
If they would have invested that Social Security money in bonds and all kinds of and things they should have invested it in, people who've paid in all their life, there's no reason they should be making $2,000 or $3,000 a month. They should be making a lot more. That money would have really grown because of the interest it would have drawn, but they keep using it for other stuff. And you're right, they don't replace it. But I don't see Social Security going away. I don't see Medicare going away. At some point, I do see affordable health care, affordable prescriptions. Yay.
Okay. Listen, DI said, do animals have their own spirit guides? And if so, are they human or no?
Animals have spirit guides, absolutely. I think spirit comes to us in ways that we can understand. So to us humans, they kind of appear as human.
Right.
To our animal friends, I'm sure they appear to our animal friends in ways our animal friends can understand.
Okay.
But animals yes, they absolutely have guides.
Okay.
And they have souls.
On some of those ghost shows I've been watching, it's so funny. Dogs will react to ghostesses. You know what I'm saying? They'll be like, what the hell was that? But cats could care less.
Yeah, cats just kind of.
They're showing this little girl and this ghost dog walking. The family had cameras in the house. Walking through, can see it as clear as day. And there's a cat sitting there like,
Do you ever notice, like, when you do your psychic work or your medium work, like when I'm doing this kind of work now, Lucky, she wants me to pet her. I pet her, and then she goes in her bed and lays down. As soon as I'm done, she wakes up.
That's what my dogs do.
They're batteries.
They stay away, and then as soon as I'm done, you can hear them coming. In fact, everybody says, "Oh, here comes the dogs, Linda."
Because they're batteries for spirit.
Oh, okay.
But dogs are highly intuitive.
Right.
My hobby is training dogs, and I find dogs to be really intuitive. Like, how do they know to sit at the window and wait? Like, typically Lucky will wait at the back door for Gary, but if Gary's going to be late, then she won't. She always knows, like usually about a half hour before he comes home. And there's no way she could hear a car that far off.
Right.
Just instinctively know.
Look, Jack is really getting to be very anxious. He's not as bad as when he was a puppy, but I can't even watch my baseball game. And the dog is too big to go under the bed, but he goes flat and gets halfway under. Yesterday, I got scared. I couldn't find him. I didn't know what happened. He was under the bed. He gets so upset with baseball, basketball.
Is it because
I yell and scream? Yeah.
Oh, that's why. That's what scares him.
Is that
what you do? Is he food oriented?
What's that mean?
Does he like treats?
Oh God, he loves treats.
So when you're watching a game, get some doggy treats. Okay. And just, like if you see him getting anxious, give him a treat. Good boy. That's
when he was underneath the bed and I finally got him out of there and he was up on my bed, I tried to give him a treat and he was too upset to eat his treat.
That's because once a dog gets that upset, it's hard to get them out of it. What you have to try to do is prevent it. And when they're in a situation that's going to upset them, try to divert them out of that situation.
Okay. So listen, what implications to the world for Taliban being in power in Afghanistan?
I see that country in another civil war.
Yeah.
I think ISIS is going to start coming after the Taliban. I think a lot of people that have been exiled, that country has always been tribal, and I don't think it'll ever be unified as one country.
Yeah.
The warlords don't want to give up the drug trade.
Right.
And so, I think the Taliban is saying they have a new government, but I see it falling.
Yeah, right. Here's a good one. Stephanie, she said, how do Christians reconcile the cognitive dissonance between their personal right to not wear a mask with supporting taking away a woman's right to have control over her own body?
Either we're reading each other's mind, because I was just going to bring that up. I was going to say, how can they say that a woman doesn't have a right to her own body and yap about, okay, the right to human life when they let kids die because they're anti-vaxxers and
Exactly.
and don't want to. And
listen, here's the deal. You're going to have that baby, but forget about us helping you feed and clothe and take care of it. Forget about us helping you get the father to pay his child support. Good luck with that.
Or protect your children from COVID.
Yeah.
I just, the Bible says, do not judge lest you be judged, but I gotta try this one on. I could just have a vision, when they die and they go to the pearly gates and God says, how many kids did you let die of COVID? How many lies did you tell in my name? How much judgment did you make? And God's gonna say, all full.
There you go. There you go.
So
well,
I don't know how they reconcile.
It's very sad. It's very sad.
Yeah,
and these people and then there's so many people who are on their deathbed telling these poor nurses, can I get the vaccine? No, honey, you're at death's door.
That's right. That's right.
And the nurses and the doctors are getting furious because you refuse a vaccine and then you're coming in there begging for their help. And then you heard about that guy that had some sort of gallstones or some issue. He couldn't have surgery because they were full with COVID and he died.
It's the thing that bothers me the most is, these people who are supposed to be so born again and so religious, but yet they support Trump and Mr. Have sex with porn stars, cheat on your wife, endorse, grab them by the what.
Right.
And they overlook that because they want to impose their religious beliefs on everybody, and they're sleeping with the devil.
Here's the big clincher. He was even a Democrat not 8 years ago. He was
an Oprah Winfrey once as a Democrat.
Yeah. Talked about how much he loved Hillary and Bill.
Exactly. So a lot of these people who claim to be so religious, here again, it's like a Taliban. They're trying to impose their stuff on us, and to each his own, but they're not going to succeed.
No, and they think that Democrats don't have guns either.
Exactly.
I don't know what the hell they're thinking, but why would they think that Democrats can't defend them? They're like, we're with our rifles and this and that. Yeah, guess what, sucker? You're not the only one that owns them.
I just got back from Kentucky. And a lot of my family there are, they're Republicans, right? Oh. But anyway, I'm kind of the black sheep. That's okay. Right. I can hold my own. But Kentucky has a Democratic governor, and even the Republicans down there that like Trump like this governor in Kentucky. So, he's doing some good stuff for the state.
Those poor people. It's one of the poorest states ever.
Exactly.
And Mitch McConnell's living fat.
Well, Mitch is going to be gone.
Yeah.
But I asked my guides about, what's going to happen to human rights, and is it going to come out in our favor? Well, ultimately, this ultra religious stuff is always going to be there, but will their wings be clipped? And my guides say yes. And then I pulled this card. Look, the world.
Right.
So it's just an affirmation of.
So are you worried about the September meeting down at the Capitol?
I am.
Okay. You think
I fear, well, if it's not at the Capitol, it could be like in state capitals, because I kept seeing violence and I kept seeing like fires, and and you know, a lot of people like kind of storming things, and
Yeah,
it was just violence and the vision I got.
okay. And what about the January 6th commission? I know timeframes are hard for us, but are we going to start seeing some meat, some beef? Where's the beef?
I think we already are, as
Okay.
evidenced by McCarthy being such a
He's so afraid. He's so
wuss, okay, and by them sending letters to these, as we talked about earlier, big shots in businesses saying, if you send these records, we're going to fine you, we're going to do this. They are running scared. They are running scared.
They know they're in trouble.
They are in big trouble. You know, Nancy Pelosi is formidable. I would not want her as an enemy.
No, no.
And she ain't going anywhere anytime soon.
Oh, this is a good one from MJC. Will there ever be a Hispanic president?
At some point, yes.
I feel like yes.
I'm sorry.
I almost feel it might be a Hispanic woman.
I got a yes on that. And at some point, we'll see a gay president too.
Right. Somebody on Fox News was trying to tear into our Pete Bootylicious. I just love him.
I do too.
He was saying. So I noticed you didn't have, who's the guy that runs Tesla?
I'm sorry?
Who's the guy that runs Tesla?
I don't know.
He did the rockets and stuff. He's got Asperger's, I think.
I know here. Is it? Oh, I'm having a
guys. Who's the guy that? Oh no, we're not live.
Shoot.
Okay.
I know he is. The guy who went up in the rocket ship.
Yeah. Let's see. Let me look real quick, you guys. We got to get this right. Anyway, so Pete Bootylicious.
I like Bootylicious. Was it Voss? No.
Elon Musk.
Oh, Musk, yeah. So
they saying to Pete Bootylicious. So I noticed you didn't invite Elon Musk to that big meeting about tailpipe emissions. Did you not invite him because he's not somebody that goes for the union? He doesn't have his workers aren't unionized or whatever. And Pete Bootylicious said, no, Tesla is an electric car and it doesn't have tailpipe emissions. Why would you invite someone that doesn't have that problem?
Like, duh, right? You know, Buttigieg can hold his own.
Oh my God, he's wonderful.
You know, he's got a huge part of an anatomy.
He's going to be he's somebody. Let me tell you right now.
He's going to be.
The other one I always liked was he can be nasty on Twitter sometimes. He can tell people Eric. What's his name? Eric. Anyway, he's a senator. Anyway,
Buttigieg will be president.
He will. Okay. Eric Swalwell.
Oh, Swalwell. I like him.
There's something about him too, that he's somebody. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I think he's going to run for president too at some point. Okay. I can see him as vice president.
He did run this last time, but he didn't.
Yeah, but I don't know. I can see him climbing the political ladder.
But listen, last question. Dianne Feinstein, is she going to retire or what?
I do. I don't see her there much longer. So I don't know. Obviously, she'll step down or retirement is what I feel.
Okay. Hold on one second.
Oh, the governor of California would call.
Okay. What was it you're going to say?
People want to know about the governor of California and the recall.
Oh, I'm not worried about it.
Me either. How many recalls does this make for him?
I've never worried about it. Even when they said, "Oh my God, his numbers," no, he's going to win. Just like with Biden. Oh my God, he's going to win.
You know, one last thought too about climate change with all this stuff in Louisiana, Mississippi, New Jersey. I even think a lot of folks who, were Republicans, I think they're going to change parties because now they know climate change is real. And they want something done about it. And that's why we
Yeah.
need the infrastructure package to reduce carbon emissions.
Exactly. And when people are losing everything, their homes, and look at the people in New Jersey, although that's more of a Democratic state. So is New York.
It's still
But
sad.
people who are on the fence, they're going to say, you know, why would I vote for somebody that doesn't believe in it?
But look at Louisiana, Mississippi. So
There you go.
I can see a lot of people coming over to the independent Democratic side.
Exactly.
Thank God, but
I feel so bad. I'm so glad they're moving them in places with air conditioner because they just couldn't live like that anymore.
I'd like to maybe, if you know, I'd like to figure out how to donate money to some of those folks in Louisiana, Mississippi.
Don't do it through the American Red Cross, but I'll find something. I'll find something.
I don't do it through the Red Cross.
No.
I won't do it through them, but in fact, I've got to figure out how to go live. But when I do, anything that I make from that, I will donate to the
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, God bless those sweet souls.
Hey, you've got a birthday coming up.
Yeah. Yeah. On Friday, I'm an old lady.
How's it feel to be 39 and holding?
110 pounds. I need to gain some weight.
Well, let's see. I'll give you some of mine.
The other day I told everybody, because I've really been cleaning out my closets and stuff I want to condense. And I was saying, yeah, I went through my underwear drawer and got rid of all my size 2s. Got plenty of room now.
Anyway.
All right, sweetie, you take care.
Next Monday, are we going to do it again?
Next Monday with you.
Okay, sweetie. You stay well. Namaste.
Namaste, everybody. Cheers.